You know, I love RMC. Granted, I've only been on 4 other coasters, but I thoroughly enjoyed each and every one of them, even if some I have some controversial opinions about. For one, Goliath is way better than Storm Chaser. And I know just for saying that I'm going to be dragged down in the comments for the rest of my life, although I don't want to make today's video about me and my unpopular opinions. But I am going to be talking about RMC today, particularly one of their projects that's been in development for over 6 years since we first heard about it. And you enthusiasts know what I'm talking about. We have been speculating about where the first RMC T Rex will go for a long time. We got a little taste of this concept back in 2018, when obviously we got those 2 RMC Raptors. After that, we found out the T Rex can reach over 500 feet. And we were ecstatic about this massive piece of information. Even now that it's 2020, we still haven't heard anything about a park getting an RMC T Rex, for as far as we know. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to make this video a prediction on where the first RMC T Rex is gonna go, because honestly, this is getting really ridiculous. There is virtually no evidence to decide which park will get the first T Rex. It's the equivalent of trying to throw darts blindfolded. You don't know where it's gonna hit. And in this case, we don't know where the first one's gonna go. Any park can be a contender: Cedar Point, Kings Island, Energylandia. There's nothing substantial to say which park's gonna get the first. It's like predicting the Axis coaster. It's new, it's exciting, yet it's almost impossible to say which park is actually gonna get the first Axis. Even though I can't decide which park will get an RMC T Rex, I have to say we may be seeing this model sooner than you think. Which again, we've heard about this 6 years ago, so it'd be nice that we finally get to see the first one. Still, why I think this is gonna happen is because there's been a change in the market that's gonna motivate RMC to want to make and sell as many of these as possible. And hopefully allow them to make more of these single rail concepts that is different enough from something that's just 2 across seating. So how do we know that RMC is going to want to start selling these coasters on the market? Well, we already know that Intamin, they've developed 4 different kind of ride concepts, 3 of them of which are single rail coasters. Now, to understand how this is going to affect RMC, we first have to understand monopolies. A monopoly is the exclusive possession or control of a supply or service. Now, why I'm bringing up monopolies is because Rocky Mountain Construction, they seem to have a pretty dominant control of their particular market. As we know, RMC, they are known for their hybrid coasters. A hybrid is when they take an old wooden coaster, tear it up, add new I-box track, and make it into a world-class steel coaster. And as we know, no other company creates hybrids. If a park wants a hybrid coaster, they have no option but to go with RMC, which is why they have complete control of this design. Same thing with the single rail coaster. They are the only people that can do this, which means they have no competition, almost no competitors, and can remain on top for as long as they want until now. Since Intamin, they're making 3 single rail concepts. They're Hot Racer, Giga Splash, Ultra Splash. RMC, they're not the only game in town anymore. But how does Intamin making these 3 concepts mean that RMC is going to have to start selling their T Rex? Before, RMC, they can go as slow as they wanted. They could sell them one by one until they completely saturate the market, then just move on to their next product. Now, they can't really do that, because Intamin just showed up with something new that honestly makes the RMC Raptor look kind of inferior. Okay, maybe not exactly inferior. RMC Raptors are ahead of their time. However, what Intamin is showing us, they can appeal to a much wider audience than just the basic RMC Raptor. They can make it a water coaster, they can make it a launch coaster. This is a much bigger variety that customers can choose from. RMC may be dominating the industry, but in truth, they are still a very small company. And now they have to compete with Intamin. Intamin is a massive corporate mega machine. They are all over the globe. They have been able to integrate their attractions in most amusement and theme parks out there. Over their lifetime, they have built over 166 roller coasters. And remember, that is just their roller coasters. They have built many other products like flat rides, some immersive attractions from companies like Universal. Now, if you compare Intamin to RMC, sure, RMC, they build some of the best roller coasters of our generation. However, in their lifetime, they've only built 21 coasters. Granted, they haven't been around as long as Intamin. They've only been building coasters for about 10 years, but still, it just proves that they're not that big of a company yet. Yes, they have broken into the international market with Europe and now recently Asia. That's great, but Intamin, they've been doing this a lot longer than they have. Intamin's big in China, Europe, the US. Every year, they constantly have buyers for multiple of their products in all different countries and continents. So the main question is, how is Rocky Mountain Construction going to stay ahead of Intamin? By obviously creating new, innovative ideas. I mean, that's what Intamin's doing, even if it does look like they're kind of replicating other manufacturers' designs. Either way, that's what RMC has to do. Present a product that's better than Intamin. We've only known two of RMC's single rail designs, the Raptor and of course, the T Rex. The T Rex has been in the works for so long, and if they do sell one, it will make all Raptors look kind of outdated. And RMC, they know this. That's why they're not selling the T Rex right now. How do we know it's because of this, and not just because the RMC T Rex isn't ready to be sold yet? The technology isn't ready? Well, just look at Skyline Attraction. They made the Sky Warp, and what do you know? They use RMC T Rex track, not for a good purpose, but still, we know the T Rex track is ready if Rocky Mountain Construction is already licensing their design to other companies. Another thing to keep in mind, who's to say Intamin they can't make their own version of the T Rex? It's clear they can do single rail coasters, and look at their Ultra and Giga Splash. That has 4 cross seating. What's gonna stop them from doing 2 across? Plus, Intamin, they would have more experience building a 500-foot coaster than RMC. I mean, they are the company that created a Giga and a Strata coaster. They broke the 300 and 400-foot barrier first. Rocky Mountain Construction, not a single one of their coasters has even hit Giga height. Intamin, they've done this all before, and now that it's clear they can utilize the single rail coaster design, breaking 500 feet won't even be a sweat to them. All RMC has to do is stay ahead of the trend, and they've been doing great so far. They are the only company that uses the wooden coaster hybrid technique. They really enhance the single rail coaster concept. They are basically reinventing the wheel. I do believe the single rail concept is going to be something that is going to change the face of roller coasters. Sadly, it seems there is nothing proprietary for what RMC is doing. Any company can just use their own version of Rocky Mountain Construction's designs. GCI, Intamin, they've both caught on to this. Who's to say other companies won't copy what RMC is doing? However, all RMC has to do is keep innovating, and they will hopefully remain on top. Anyway, all of this is just my opinion on what I think RMC may end up doing. Will they end up putting the T Rex on the market sooner rather than later? Maybe, perhaps, they already have. Remember, we don't really know anything about the T Rex. A park could have bought one already and they're just being quiet about it. It's all just a matter of time. I am one that is excited for the future. And I can't wait to see what RMC does, and especially Intamin. The Hot Racer looks fun. It's like a souped up version of West Coast Racers. Competition is a good thing, and it's definitely going to benefit us. Comment down below your opinion. Do you think we're going to see the RMC T-Rex soon, or do you think we have a good few years until we see a park make the first announcement? Leave your thoughts down below, and if you're not already following my channel, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.